And welcome to this retro content from Throwback Thursdays, whether it's from NoDQ.com, the Jeff Meacham Network, Casa D18 Studios itself, a Simple Man's brand, or the J. Hebert Studios, and anything to do with FTW Productions. This will be the content re-aired right here on Throwback Thursdays that you could expect to see on the Casa channel. I know watching back some of our old content, whether it's the Open Mic Night intro where I'm laid on my bed, which I kind of cringe at, especially with this cool-ass setup now, or whether it's, just about anything to do with what we have done on FTW Productions, from a Simple Man's brand, from the J. Hebert Studios, to even some Insanity Works and Retro Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated stuff. There's some good stuff, there's some cringe stuff, and either way, I hope you guys enjoy that stuff coming up, and, even if you didn't enjoy it, I'll be along with you for the ride. Some of the stuff does not age well, like Jeff's content does. I know he has done a deep dive on his own content and cringed at his own self, but either way, I hope you enjoy it regardless. I know in some of these clips, I have a fondness to them. So with that being said, enjoy this Throwback Thursday, and until next time, we'll see you on the J. Hebert side.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello pals, Alyssa Marino here, and as a friend of Parker Kane Promotions, I am super excited to share the awesomeness that they've got in store for you this November at WrestleCade. You'll be seeing the world-traveling Capital Championship Wrestling Global Fighting Champ Rebecca J. Scott, a rising star who's been featured on Ladies Night Out, MCW, and more, the stunner Emily J., an internationally traveled talent who you've seen on NXT UK and Stardom, Angel of the Ring Zaya Brookside, and NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion Chicago's Sweetheart Missa Kate will also be appearing live. It's all going down WrestleCade weekend in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can catch these stars brought to you by Parker Kane Promotions on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And be sure to stick around for Ladies Night Out the following day on Sunday, November 26th. You can get your WrestleCade weekend tickets at WrestleCade.com.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
I'm still recovering from the last show. Hi, everybody. This is episode 35 of Talk Wrestling. And I'm feeling a little wicked today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm plugging Wicked because, you know, they're still selling out every show at the Pantages, but I wanted to plug it because I love that show. And I'm encouraging Aaron and Beth to go. They should go see it. It is a really good show. They're doing a really good job at Pantages with the different shows they're bringing in. They're bringing in Phantom of the Opera and Rent and all these other shows. If you're in Southern California and you're, other than a wrestling fan, I mean, go see wrestling, obviously, if you're here, Indy Wrestling, because we got a great group of wrestling companies out here. But go see the theater. Go to the theater. Go do something cultural out here. You know? Anyway. We are not so live on NoDQ.com and MySpace and YouTube with your questions straight out of my Yahoo Mail inbox right there. Including the, didn't see it, did you? Question of the week. I got it. It's beautiful. I didn't do it last week because I had a whole rant about TNA. So that was like one big paragraph of the week, not just question. So, we'll get to it. I know you guys are waiting for that, just because that's why I know people are fast forwarding on the YouTube, waiting for that question. It's like, God, is he gonna get to it? Come on. I'll get to it. Don't worry. Frankie, spelled Franky, not IE. Interesting. Hey, what's up? I wanted to know if you would consider the way wrestling is right now similar to back in the day, in the sense of Ring of Honor being the ECW, since they still have no TV deal and using pay-per-view like ECW back then, etc. TNA being the version of WCW with the innovative matches like the Terror Dome, the King of the Mountain, and WCW's gimmick matches like the three-tier cage, etc. And WWE being the WWF, same difference there. I see it like that. Do you agree? And if not, how come? You could look at it that way. Unfortunately, right now, TNA is a very distant number 2. They're not anywhere near where they need to be to compete with WWE. And Ring of Honor is definitely the top indie promotion in the country, much like ECW was in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's kind of similar, you know. But the difference is, like I said, WCW had the means to compete with WWE in the mid to late 90s, and WWE is, you know, blowing away TNA in every sense of the word. Which is not saying much because WWE is not very good either right now. But Ring of Honor is great. You've got all the great indie promotions in the country and in the world that are doing great. The business is doing very well right now, from what I understand, as far as drawing house show money and drawing ticket sales for indie shows. I know I'm paying out $20 a show to go see guys like PWG and AWS and EWF. So, you know, they can't be doing that bad. You know, it's hard to compare now to 10 years ago. There are similarities, but there are also very big differences. The market has changed. The business has changed in 10 years. I mean, think about it. 10 years ago was just after the Survivor Series in which Bret Hart left to go to WCW. The Attitude Era was in full swing. Business was booming in both companies. Even in '98, WCW was still doing phenomenal. And now, you know, WWE's doing okay. TNA's doing, hanging in there. Ring of Honor's doing good. They're getting more fans, much like ECW was. And then you got the indie circuit, which is doing okay. So there are similarities, but there are also very big differences. You just have to kind of take a look back and add a different perspective of things. This is from Arlen. First of all, I want to say I love the show. I follow on YouTube. I watch everything you load up. Thank you for taking time to read my questions on the air. Well, I'll read one of your questions because it's a good one. Who do you see as the overall better Hardy brother? I'm talking about from all-around stance, wrestling skill, mic skill, business standpoint, etc. At this point, I would have to go with Matt. But if Jeff had not gone and fucked up and got himself suspended, my opinion could very well be different in this day and age, at this particular point in time. But Matt is the one that is, leading the charge for ECW right now. He is the world champion. Even though they don't call it a world title, it is a world championship. It's defended all over the world, just like the WWE World Heavyweight and WWE Championships. I think that he is doing better as far as his character is connecting better with the fans. Jeff Hardy's still very popular, don't get me wrong, but Matt is better on the mic. Matt is better in the ring. Jeff does more high-flying stuff, but Matt's more technically sound than Jeff is. And again, you asked, who do I see as the overall better Hardy Boy? Matt. That's who I see as the overall Hardy Boy. This is from Dawn. Hello, I have a question about your thoughts on TNA's Sheikh Abdul Bashir, better known as Davari. A lot of people are upset about how TNA is going about the character, namely getting heat by playing it up as the Arab stereotype and bashing America, even going as far as saying things about raping America. Those people are going as far as saying that they lost all respect for TNA because of this. What are your thoughts about the gimmick and the angle? I haven't lost respect for TNA. I haven't lost sleep over it. It's very typical of TNA and their booking and their writing. They get a guy who's a great worker, and they give him a gimmick that is doomed to draw the wrong kind of heat or the wrong kind of pop, and they fall flat on their face every time. It's happened more than once. Davari has a lot of skills. He's a great guy, very nice guy outside of wrestling. We met him at a PWG show 3 years ago, Jade and I did. And he's a very nice guy. It's just that, he has the Arab descent in him, and they're going to portray him as the, stereotypical Arab American who's been pushed down and, shunned by American society. And that's just the way he's going to be booked. It's just the way it's going to happen. It happened in WWE originally when he was with Muhammad, and it's happening now. It's just the way it's going to be. There's no getting around it. People are just going to book him like that. And it sucks. But that's the way it's going to be. This is from RKO Orton, or Pier, I guess, Pier, as in like the Santa Monica Pier, I guess. I was wondering if you knew any stores or any place online that sells WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor DVDs for a cheap price. Highspots.com has a lot of those. That's where I get my championship belts when I get them, when I can afford them. Amazon actually has a lot of the WWE listings for relatively cheap. Actually, WWEshop.com, TNAWrestling.com, they don't charge an arm and a leg for their DVDs anymore. They used to, but they generally charge right around list price, or even a little bit cheaper, depending on when they go on sale. So check all those places. They do have a lot of different things to offer. Rob Corbin. Hi, Jeff. I was curious. Do you think Vince McMahon would ever be egotistical enough to induct himself into the WWE Hall of Fame? Even more so, do you think he deserves such an honor? Do you know if he's ever been inducted into any of the wrestling halls? Sorry for so many questions at once. Take care, The Rob. The Rob, huh? Well, Mr. Corbin, I think that Vince will be inducted posthumously, if that's even the right way to say that word. He won't induct himself as long as he's alive. I'm sure Shane and Stephanie and whoever's running the company at that time will have him inducted because he does deserve it. Vince changed this industry forever. Forever. With what he did in the 80s. There can be no denying that, no way around that. He shaped the entire industry in his vision. And it worked very well for him. It has for 20 years more than that. He's doing phenomenal. He is currently in the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, to my understanding, and the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, which is recognized as the official sports Hall of Fame by the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. They recognize the Observer's Hall of Fame as the official Wrestling Hall of Fame, and he's in both of those. The Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame out in the East Coast somewhere, and the Observers. So he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He's Vince McMahon. He's God, that type of thing. This is from Will Kane. Hey Jeff, I was just curious to your thoughts on ECW's Evan Bourne. As of now, he is the only reason I watch ECW, and I'm curious if you think WWE will somehow get Bourne to be on the SmackDown or Raw shows like they did with Kane, Kofi Kingston, CM Punk, and Bobby Lashley. Evan Bourne is best served on ECW. If they move him to either SmackDown or Raw, he'll get lost in the shuffle of the main event stars that those shows feature. He is great on ECW. He's a great singles competitor. That shooting star press is a thing of beauty. And I think that they will be best served to keep him on the C show, so to speak. Because he stands out. He shines bright. Along with guys like Matt Hardy and The Miz and John Morrison. He stands out, and he should. Because he's a great competitor. Whatever you want to call him. Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne, Joe Blow from Kokomo. He's great. And he should be showcased properly, and that's where he'll get in ECW. This is from Jerry. Do you think the entrance sequence of a wrestler during a match determines his win or loss, with the exception of getting interrupted by others? For example, if A and B wrestles, B comes out first, then A, therefore A will win. I've noticed this quite a lot, although not always the case. However, look at WrestleMania 24. Orton's theme played last, and thus he came to retain the championship, while Cena came out at first, and he was the one to be pinned. Same with Backlash 2008. JBL came out first, was pinned by Cena. Cena came second, was pinned by Triple H, who came out third, although Triple H ended up winning the match. But generally, does the wrestler's entrance sequence really affect his or her outcome? This was almost the question of the week, but I was convinced that it's okay. What determines a wrestler's win-loss record, what determines his status of winning, is how over he is in the company. It doesn't matter if he comes out number 1 in the Royal Rumble or number 30 in the Royal Rumble. If you're over, you're going to win the Rumble. It doesn't matter if you're the champion going in or the champion leaving. If you're over, you're going to win the title. You're going to be the champion if you are the guy that Vince sees as the guy. It doesn't matter who comes out first or second. Back in the day it did, because Hogan would always come out second. He won every friggin' match he had, except against the Warrior. I don't see a direct correlation between when they come out and their win-loss record or their status in the company. Generally, the most important person in the match comes out second, but it doesn't mean they're always going to be the winner. It doesn't always mean they're going to be the winner. Oh, I get a Mr. Meacham on this one. Look at this. From Sean Dowse. Dear Mr. Meacham, do you think the ECW needs more faces that could potentially win their title? As I see it, only Matt Hardy is likely to be booked for title matches. Well, he's the champion. As Dreamer got a run already, and the family is there to put the young guys over. Do you think the WWE would have been better served putting the returning D'Lo Brown in ECW to help build him up until the next draft, or even in ECW another face during the last draft? Example, London maybe. After taking away Punk, Kofi, and Kane. Let me know your thoughts on this from Sean Dowse. They could definitely use some more baby faces, but for right now, they have a babyface world champion. And the more heel challenges he has, the stronger he will look when he defends the championship. The stronger he will look when he defends the title against those heels, like Mark Henry, like John Morrison, like The Miz, like Chavo Guerrero, like the cat messing with the bag in the background. Oh my God, I moved indoors on a reason, for a reason. Oh, my fans are gonna hate me. It's all your fault, you damn cats. You go to hell. Aaron has cats, and we're taping at Casa Rift, so we have a little bit of a cat issue, but that's okay. It's better than duck trucks, or, little kids, if you will. Right, Mike? They could use more baby faces to be challenging for the heel when the heel is the champion, but for right now they got a pretty good roster going on with the heel challengers for Matt Hardy's championship. Yay. I'm so excited. And the reason I am is because the question of the week is from a guy who emails me in this big a text every single time, number one. And number two, he sends 20 at a time and expects me to answer them all the time. Dude, Conor McGregor. Conor.McGregor, MacGregor at yahoo.co.uk. So the guy's British, so he's the guy's got bad teeth, poor bastard, I'm kidding. Wow, I just alienated everybody in the United Kingdom that watches this show, didn't I? Oh, I'm going to hell. No, I'm kidding. Connor, my friend, I love your enthusiasm. I do. I love the fact that you send in so many questions, but please type smaller, number one, so I can actually, sit there and, read through the whole thing and not have to print out, 20 pages to get your question, number one. Number two, don't send in so many at once. I will get to your first question when I get to it, and then you can send me another one in. Everybody else knows that. Everybody else does that. Please don't send in any more questions. I've got another one saved by you. I'm going to get to it not the next show, maybe the show after. Okay, bud? I'm sorry to get on your case, but you presented me with a very interesting question, and I felt I needed to address you. Okay? He actually has two that I want to get to, so we're actually going to have 11 questions on the show today. Oh, no. If TNA grew as popular as WCW did in the 90s and started the new Monday Night Wars of WWE, which side would you pick? We have no way of knowing what the product will look like if TNA does end up being able to compete with WWE. If it happened now, I would side with TNA because I like TNA a little bit better than WWE for the most part. I know I really got on their case last show, but I like TNA. I do. I just wish they would present their stars better. That's all. But there's nowhere to pick because we don't know if it's ever going to happen. That question is totally irrelevant unless TNA really steps up their game. So I'm sorry, but that makes the question of the week. His other question was about NoDQ&AV. I don't know what the future of NoDQ&AV is because I don't run NoDQ&AV. That YouTube account is run by Aaron, the man that is holding the camera very steady as we speak. He does all the games on the NoDQ&AV. He creates all the characters. I have a phone call. He does all the characters. He does all that stuff. So I don't see him doing that anytime soon, but you never know. He might do it. With that, we're done with Talk Wrestling for now. We'll see you next time. Bye.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your bar keeps here. Keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, the 35th installment of the Renegade of Wrestling. I am your host, JJ Williams, and I am back on a much happier note than the last episode. See, I'm wearing my Cookie Monster shirt, you know, nice, happy vibe.
And what is the hat from, JJ?
It's a long story.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to bring to you my thoughts on the TNA pay-per-view. Now, I have to admit, I didn't get to watch the event as I wanted to because we were filming the next epic Stat Boy Rant episode, which is going to be up starting next Sunday, Survivor Series Sunday. Going to get a new installment each day. The last one, the top 20, coming up on Thanksgiving Day. So we were filming that while the pay-per-view was on. I think that probably ran about a good 2.5 hours worth of footage. And then after that, we watched I was entertained by, but the rest of the house didn't seem to share my optimism. We watched Santa's Sleigh starring Bill Goldberg, which I still think it ended up being better than the pay-per-view from what I was seeing as far as the results go, as far as, you know, match quality. Not necessarily the results, Jeff, but most of the matches were like 1.25 star, 2 stars, based off of people's reviews, respected people's reviews. I'm talking about the Torch and stuff. So, based off of the match qualities, Santa's Sleigh was probably better. So it was a better choice. I recommend it. If you like Halloween, if you like Christmas, check this movie out with Bill Goldberg.
I say we have Dave Meltzer review Santa's Sleigh, and then we'll see what happens.
You know what? Curtain jerking match. Robbie E defeated EY to become the new television champion. I am very, very happy with this development. Like I said on the prediction show, you're basically transferring the belt from one joke to another joke, but Robbie E is at least slightly less jokey of a character than EY is at this present point in time. I see Robbie E having some very good, successful title defenses with this, and hopefully this belt won't change hands as quickly as some others in TNA have lately. Got that one right on the prediction show. Mexican America and Sarita defeated Ink and Toxin. I'm bummed about this one. I got this one wrong. I believe this was our girl Christina Von Eerie's debut in the company officially. And job her out in her debut, and once again Ink goes down. At this point in time, I just will not buy Ink as tag champions, at least not as long as Mexican America has the belts. They've buried them so deep that it's going to take Mexican America dropping it to a different team and Ink going after them for them to maybe become a viable contender again to this strap. Austin Aries retained his X Division title over Kid Cash and Jesse Sorensen, and I'm a little bit split about this one because I am a fan of A-Double. I'm not completely upset that he retained, even though I picked Kid Cash to go over and take the strap. Am I bummed that Cash didn't get the belt? Yes, but am I mad that Austin still has it? Not really. It looks like they set up a really good feud between Austin and Cash to develop in future weeks, and the fact that Austin put Sorensen's foot on the rope to make Kid Cash not get the 3 count, and then while Kid Cash was distraught and upset, Aries rolled him up, so there could be a good little program starting here between Austin and Kid Cash. The one thing that Austin did do during the match, though, that I do like is he paid homage to Eddie tonight. He broke out the shimmy and attempted to go for the frog splash, but Sorensen moved and ended up with a failed attempt on the splash. But just that little, being that he's a heel, giving that little bit of props to Eddie, the face move in the match, I think was a nice touch on this, the 6th anniversary. It's kind of like when Punk did the elbow at Over the Limit. He was still big time heel, hadn't started making his face turn yet, went for that macho elbow, and he got a good sized pop for it despite being one of the big heels in the company at the time. So props to Austin for paying respects to Eddie today. RVD versus Christopher Daniels. RVD beat him. I don't remember who I picked in this one. I don't think I actually officially gave a prediction. I just think I went off on the fact that it's great to see them actually have this match on a pay-per-view. I'm a little bit bummed that Chris didn't win. I don't think RVD really gained anything by beating Christopher Daniels. So we'll see where it goes from here. Matt Morgan and Crimson went to a double DQ. And I got this halfway right in the fact that I said Crimson's streak was not going to end tonight. And that it didn't. It did not end because it went to a double DQ. But Crimson didn't get the solid victory like I said that he would. I completely think that this match was done as a fuck you to UFC last night in their 1 minute 4 second match. This match went a good 12 minutes with one guy who's definitely not the best worker in the company, Crimson, and to go 12 minutes and end in a double DQ, I think was to prove that wrestling heavyweights can go sometimes a little bit longer than real fighting heavyweights. Call it a hunch, but the fact that they had the president of Bellator on Impact this past week, and then on Saturday we had the UFC fight that went 1 minute 4 seconds, and then just a little too coincidental if you ask me. Mr. Anderson and Abyss defeated Scott Steiner and Bully Ray. This one's a little bit shocking to me because the fact that Anderson and Abyss just really got thrown together as of last Thursday. Is this going to be the final nail in the coffin for Immortal? Who knows, but I am a little bit bummed out I got this one wrong about Steiner and Bully Ray. I definitely thought there was going to be some offbeat shenanigans, if you will, that would have gotten them the W. And all the reports I'm saying is that this match for Bully Ray was a complete step back from his work in the past months. Like his work in the past few months has been really solid and almost that of a main event caliber. And this match just really took him back a few steps as being looked at as a serious, viable contender in the title picture. Next match we're going to get to is one that puts a big old smile on my face, and I know Jeff's too. I'm curious what Mr. John Laurinaitis thinks about this one, because Gail Kim defeated Velvet Sky to become the new Knockouts champion. And that means that Gail Kim now has 2 championships for the competition that Vince McMahon and WWE feel is inferior. And they thought that, Gail wasn't worthy of a push or worthy of any kind of reign, and now she's over there at the competition with 2 straps. I wonder what John Laurinaitis thinks about this.
Apparently I've made a big mistake and I sent her to the Future Endeavors Club when I shouldn't have, and we just lost a ton of money, so it's coming out of my paycheck, and doggone, I screwed it up.
What the fuck is your job again, John?
I'm the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations for World Wrestling Entertainment and the Interim General Manager of Monday Night Raw. And you can see that whole shtick on my new shirt that you can find.
Okay, we're not giving no self-plug here to you, John Laurinaitis. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you.
Now another. Hold on a second, though. Hold on a second. We've got another guest in the studio, Mr. Bill Clinton. I have a strong feeling that Mr. Clinton here is a Velvet Sky fan. Mr. Clinton, what are your thoughts on the results of this matchup?
I feel bad for Velvet Sky. She's a beautiful girl, and she can come to my oral office whenever she wants. I will give credit to Miss Gail Kim. Hell, I'll take them both on at the same time. Heck, maybe we can even solve the budget while we're at it.
Mr. President, does that mean that you're a fan of pigeons?
I do love pigeons. Them birds, I love them pigeons. Every time I go out and I feed the pigeons. I take care of them pigeons. That's right.
Tuppence a bag?
Okay, tuppence a bag. That's all I can afford. This economy, son. Hell, tuppence.
All right, thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
All right, after that tremendous matchup, which I got right, I'm kind of Barry Horowitz myself on that one because I totally called her as a double champion. We had Jeff Hardy defeat Jeff Jarrett not once, but twice. Because Hardy beat Jarrett in 6 seconds and Jarrett demanded an instant rematch, and that match went about 5 minutes before Hardy beat him again. This is definitely, like I said, I knew Hardy was going to win, even though I didn't want him to win. This is to, kind of put the final touches on that feel-good story of Jeff's big return after conquering his demons. Whatever. And last but not least was Bobby Roode defeating AJ Styles to retain the TNA Heavyweight Championship. I was really dreading this one. Because of the fact that the TNA World title has changed twice in about a month. And I had this really bad feeling that they were just going to end up putting the strap on AJ. And then the only fortunate member not to get it would be Frankie. He'd get it 2 weeks down the road, so. But I'm very glad that they stuck with Robert Roode as the champion. I think the fact that they didn't even make this match until the credits were rolling on Impact this past week is a big reason as to why they didn't change the belt. There was no big storyline going in, no reason for AJ to be in there except for the fact that he was the leader of Fortune. And, Frankie's not going to get in there for a world title match because nobody would believe that against Roode, not yet. And Storm couldn't get it because he had just gotten beaten and bloodied, so okay, we'll put AJ in there. He's not doing anything at the pay-per-view. We got to have him on the show. I think it was a bad call not building up the story on that one to make the match a little bit more meaningful, but it's the match that went the longest on the card, too, so big shout out to the 2 young guns on the card for holding down and putting on what all reports online describe as the best match of the night. Yes, sir.
Would you have had Storm win the belt? Because Bound for Glory was such a flop anyway, and Roode didn't win then, would you have had Storm win the belt on Impact the following week, and then have Storm Roode tonight, and have Bobby do his turn tonight?
If they were going to do the Bobby turn, they should have definitely done it on a pay-per-view. I totally agree with that assessment. I mean, since they fucked up the Bound for Glory series, maybe they should have had Storm come into the pay-per-view tonight as champion. You know, but it is what it is. What do you guys think about the TNA pay-per-view? Give us your feedback, give us your thoughts. I do want to point out one interesting stat, though, and that is that the Knockouts Championship has changed hands 5 times in 100 days. That is fucking ridiculous. So here's hoping that Gail gets a nice, lengthy little run. You know, not sure even what constitutes a lengthy run anymore this day and age. Statboy said a few episodes ago at his show that he deems a good run 90 days. I think a good 6 months, 9 months, maybe close to a year is what constitutes a good run these days, because the belts, as a wise man once said, the belts are nothing but props anyway, and they get passed around way too often, just like the mashed potatoes at a Thanksgiving dinner. You know, so let us know what you guys thought of the pay-per-view, your guys' feedback. Is it one that I really need to try and search out and watch from start to finish, or was it just that bad of a pay-per-view that I shouldn't even waste my time? Give us your feedback, and until next week, I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, and I will see you around.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Hey, boys and girls, children of all ages, ladies and gentlemen, and germs and the rest of y'all. This is Chicks on Wrestling. What's cracking? I am one half of the wonderful tag team of Pinky and Jade on Pinky. And this is...
Jade Hogan.
How to do.
That sounded really cheesy, I'm sorry.
It could be worse. Alright, we have some topics to talk about, don't we? We probably should have condensed them into one, but we were thinking mentally, not actually writing them down.
We were being blondes last night.
I know.
I am, well, technically I am blonde, but...
And technically I was born with blonde hair, red streaks, so go figure. Okay, first subject is Kane as a funny character. What do you think about that, Jay? Yeah. Let her round on this one this week.
Oh my god. He is called the Big Red Monster for a reason, people.
True.
You don't put somebody that's supposed to be a monster as a comedy act. It just makes him look stupid.
Well, take her as a comedy act for a minute.
Not really, though.
But when
he was a funny guy, yes. But he was not put out there to be a funny guy.
But
he was out there to be a badass.
Right, but when he came back as the American Badass, you actually got to hear him talk, and you actually got to hear that he is pretty damn funny before he whoops your ass and still be funny.
But he still wasn't, like, he wasn't funny as in, you know, I'm going to sit there and laugh at your ass as soon as you come out.
Oh, okay.
You had to wait for him to open his mouth.
And then we still laughed.
Yeah. Kane, it's like you automatically know he's just going to go, I'm the tag team champion. Or hug somebody.
I'm the tag team champion.
Or hug him, or hug somebody. No!
Last time he hugged somebody...
Instead of hugging them, punch the shit out of them.
Well, last time he hugged somebody, he jumped on the priest. Yeah. It was funny.
Duh, exactly.
That was funny. That was comedy.
Exactly.
It was
It's funny. It's not serious like Kane should be. Kane is there to destroy people, not to hug them.
Hug it out, or team hell no, or...
Stupid.
Oh, okay, I see your point. I have a different theory on that, but...
I think Undertaker would have something to say about it.
Probably. Hey, Vince, I hope you're listening. We are sick of Kane being a funny character. He's supposed to be the big red monster, big red machine, not the big red laughing stock of the WWE.
There you see, right?
I finally get your point.
And I'm sorry, but I think he's doing that. Them booking Kane that way is making Brian even look bad.
Because
I'm sorry, Daniel.
Oh, yeah, because he's not a funny guy. Well, inside.
He's supposed to be a freaking serious wrestler that's teaching these dumbass C Nation. And yes, I know I said it. But teaching them that, you know, wrestling is this way, not a soap opera.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, baby doll, but when you come from the independent scene, when you made your name as, let's say, CM Punk, or Claudio Castagnoli, or Chris Hero, oh no. When you come to the WWE, they immediately water you down. They water you down to what they feel that you should be, not what you came in as.
And see, I don't get the fact that all these people want to go to WWE knowing that they are going to get watered down and not be able to do the character that they've been doing for so long in the indie scene.
Because
it's not staying true to themselves.
Well, it's not staying true to themselves, and number two, dear, when you get there, Vince McMahon takes over, and that's that. So
it's all about the money.
It is all about the money. So why do you think?
Wow, I quoted a Michael Jackson song.
Oh God.
Money, yeah.
No. Speaking of money, yeah, and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. What kind of crap is that? The tag team division absolutely flipping.
Did we switch?
We segued right into that.
No, but we switched to. You hate doing the millions.
I hate doing millions of dollars because I'm sorry, my black men, my black brothers are not a bunch of jive turkeys.
You mean your Black Cena?
Black Cena and that Titus or whatever.
Titus O'Neil.
Whatever. O'Neal, whatever. I'm sorry.
And
My
a black girl came out there.
You stupid. You ain't right. All I'm saying is my brothers.
Shit, Sherlock.
Will you stop that? My brothers are not a bunch of jive turkeys. Do y'all hear me? My brothers are not supposed to be out there dancing like a total bunch of idiots. I can't stand the primetime play. What kind of crap is that? I prefer money. Yeah. I prefer that because that was hip. That was cool. No, it's not. That was not the same thing as millions. What kind of crap is that? I wish my future children would come out with some crap.
And tell us what you think.
Yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about primetime play. Right down where? Wait, down where? Down there. Okay, now going on.
Now
to
that we're not being heard anymore.
Shit. I know. Okay, the tag team division. Bunch of nobody's been thrown together with the exception of the Usos, who I love. Hold on, if you listen to me what I'm saying. A bunch of great tag teams with no official names besides the Usos and Primetime Players and the Rhodes Scholars.
I didn't know that the Nobodies actually joined WWE.
Stop it. Nobody cares, hashtag. Hashtag nobody cares. Hashtag I care. I will say this. There are 3 to 4 at least, 4 teams at least that are wonderful if they ever had a name.
Yeah.
Justin, Gabriel, Tyson, Kidd. Epico and Primo. Is there another one that I'm missing? Ray and Sin Cara if Sin Cara doesn't screw up another entrance.
I don't think that is actually a really good team.
Ooh. Okay. She said it, not me. But
I love you, Ray, but yeah.
That's what she said. Well, I say this, the tag team division needs to be livened up, and WWE Brass, I hope you're watching, please put the tag teams that the fans would like to see on the front lines.
Seriously?
Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel. Hello. That is a tag team. I don't know if it's qualified as Team Inner Boom, but it's Team, Fly High or High Flying or something like that. Just make it fun.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
WWE is not fun anymore.
I don't know what happened.
It got boring. They ran out of fucking storylines to do.
Never
instead
fails.
of just making the wrestlers wrestle.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, why are you trying to grab my boob?
I'm so not trying to grab your boob, man. If I was trying to do that, I would have done it. Hello.
True.
AJ's mental state as the Raw GM.
Oh my god.
I love her. She's not crazy. She's just a little bit
She's
unwell.
my boo, but girl, go get some medication.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. 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 AJ's mental state has no bearing on her being Raw GM.
Damn it!
I'm the tag team champion.
No, I'm the tag team champion.
No, I'm the tag team champion. See, I win. AJ's mental state has no bearing on her being Raw GM. She is flipping hilarious, and I love that she's crazy.
You can't run a company when you're not credible yourself.
Ask Vince McMahon. He's done it for years.
Oh.
Going back to when he took over people's territories under his father's nose. When his father promised those territory promoters that he wouldn't do that. He was jacking people's shit. I'm just saying. So, don't hate. Yeah, I said it. What? I said it. Now, this be interesting. Number 4. Oh.
That was really short.
Yes, it was. Just like me.
And just like her.
Hey.
She's a shorty. She is so cute, but she's a shorty.
She's a shorty. She can fit in most dryers and carry-on luggage, but she's adorable. I adore her. I'm sorry about it. I have another one for you. What do you think about The Miz and Dolph Ziggler finally getting their just desserts? I love it, personally. What do you think, Darren? Oh my god, really? Okay. Let's start with The Miz. If anybody remembers... 2004, there was the first ever Tough Enough. I'm sorry, I take... No. 2010... Oh, the fourth one? Really? The fourth one for 2004? I'm so sorry, y'all. I messed up on that.
Straight woman.
Shut it up. The fact that The Miz is still here after Daniel Pewter is no longer here, and he only lasted one pay-per-view after getting chopped to hell by Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Hardcore Holly. If anybody remembers, that was Royal Rumble 05. that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. But The Miz is still here. The Miz was not allowed to change in the WWE locker room. He had to change in the bathroom or elsewhere in the venue. How disgusting was that, people? Now, he hosted SmackDown in the audience. How rude is that shit? Then he finally started getting some credibility when he became tag team champions with John Morrison.
That's the only time I actually liked him.
You are a dork. What's wrong with you?
A lot.
Well, yeah, let's just start down the list another show. But he became U.S. champion, tag team champion, WWE champion, if I'm not mistaken. Would that make him a Triple Crown winner?
Yes, it would.
Correct. The man is finally getting the damn respect that he deserves. Now, his breakout performance for me was right after he beat John Cena for the title and had his own little shoot interview walking from the crowd on Raw to backstage where the locker room was. If anybody remembers, he stood right there and said the following: I was not allowed, pointing to the WWE locker room, I was not allowed to change in here. Now I don't have to because I'm a star and I have my own private dressing room. The man finally is getting some damn respect. He's got a book, thanks to Mick Foley for that. And he also has his own radio show. He's been on Larry King. It's a beautiful thing. Movie, oh yes, the movies. What was that? The
Marine 3.
The Marine 3. Randy Orton probably got booed out of.
I'm so happy that I'm not doing the show with Jeff anymore because I don't have to rewind.
Review that?
Review that shit.
But I will say,
God.
I know, but I will tell you this: Miz is finally getting his come up, and it's because he's now a credible champion. Now, Dolph Ziggler.
Let me correct myself though. That doesn't mean that I'm not sad that I don't have a show with Jeff anymore.
Oh.
It's just I don't care about doing those reviews anymore.
Unless they're fun reviews, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for fun, yeah.
Just for fun, yeah.
Not
Okay.
work.
Yeah, well, this is the work too. Anyway, Dolph Ziggler.
This is fun work though.
It is fun work. Dolph Ziggler, member of the Spirit Squad as Nikki, Mikey, Johnny, and who's the rest of them bastards? Who went the way of the Dodo Bird, OVW, or probably FCW now. Dolph Ziggler finally has a credible championship, and he can flip in Russell. He hates cripples. What the hell? What?
He hates cripples.
You need Jesus.
He straight past me and went to the boy.
Because the boy is right there.
No, the boy was over there.
Okay, so why
He
you...
passed me.
Okay.
Just hi.
Okay.
Right to the baby.
Okay, he went to the baby.
Cripple hater.
Ooh. Back to Dolph Ziggler. I did not say that, Boo. That was her. I will say, shush, woman. Dolph Ziggler can wrestle, and anybody who knows me knows that I love the wrestlers. I mean, granted, entertainers like John Cena are fine, but I love the wrestlers. Dolph Ziggler can wrestle. He's always been able to wrestle.
I don't mind him as a character. I just can't stand him as a person.
Okay, so don't hate him.
He's an asshole.
Do you think that The Miz and Dolph Ziggler can do what Stone Cold did, Hulk Hogan did, The Rock, make it big in WWE, and then take that success over to Hollywood?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I do. I think they can. As much as it pains me, I think actually Miz would be better as an actor than a freaking wrestler.
Why? Miz can
He's
wrestle.
so fucking dramatic.
That's the whole point. If he's pissing you off this much and we're just doing a flipping show, he's doing his damn job out there. Exactly. I personally want to see Miz in not necessarily a comedy. Oh, stop it. I would love to see The Miz as probably like a psycho killer, you know, kind of like the Psycho series or something like that. Amityville DVL horror. I don't know. Something fun. Because that look on his face, he looks like a freaking moo cow.
The Miz?
Yeah, looks like a moo cow. Moo cow.
I hate that face.
Of course you do. Because you're a nut job.
No, I just hate Miz.
We
I don't hate
know.
him. I don't hate anybody. I can't.
You
stand
dislike The
it.
Miz.
With a passion.
To know it. Okay. One of two final topics we have today.
Yeah.
Randy Orton kicks the crap out of Alberto Del Rio. Now, I will tell you this, we were not happy about Alberto Del Rio impersonating Randy Orton last week.
We done left the building.
We actually walked out the house because he hit the pose, and that was horrible. No hitting the pose, boss man. Silly man.
The boss man's doing the pose behind the camera.
Because it's cute.
It's too chicken shit to do it in front of us.
I'm
supposed to get fired today because I'm hyper.
Tasty beverage, Pepsi.
That's why I'm hyper.
You are a dork. Don't blame it on the drink, bitch.
Pepsi got me hyper.
Randy Orton, thank you for killing Alberto Del Rio. Much appreciated, darling. Please come back and hit the post as many times as you possibly can for us. We'd love it and probably drool. Well, we did anyway. Now,
right.
Exactly. Topic of the week. CM Punk hits a fan, or does he? I've seen the video.
He did. He just, was it justified or not?
It was justified. If anyone saw the video, what happened to CM Punk on Raw, I was shocked and appalled. Not on CM Punk's actions, but that fan who's now going on Twitter to brag about putting his hands on CM Punk. As any wrestling fan knows, or any sports fan knows, you are not to get physical with the actors or wrestlers in this case. Are you?
No.
Not ever. I have a story.
Unless you are asked
to be a part. Right. I have a quick story for you. 6 years ago, I was at PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla in Reseda. Front row, Pinky was in full effect, you know, versus Scorpio Sky, who was in the 6-man tag. Scorpio Sky, at that time, was the world's biggest jackass. And I made sure to feed his ego every time I saw him. Heckle him, cuss him out, but I never put my hands on him. He spit on my face. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life. I did not put my hands on him after he did that. I will tell y'all what I did. I went in the ladies' room and quietly wiped my face and cried. I'm not going to lie. I boo-hooed because that was just mean. You don't spit in nobody's face. That's the ultimate sign of disrespect. And then I made a phone call. One phone call to my family, which turned into 5 phone calls to my godbrothers. And by the time that show was over, Scorpio Sky was gone. But let's rewind to the match. When he got tagged in, like I said, 6-man tag, the other 3 guys, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kaz, they all spit in his face and stomped him into the ground. Now, Scorpio Sky has since, you know, made apologies, made amends. We are actually okay now. He's all right. Even him spitting in my face did not warrant me to put my hands on him, although I really wanted to, and I made a statement in front of him saying, you better get the hell out of this building, because by the time this show is over, you're done. And he was a smart man to do so. Now,
he done left.
He left the building, literally. He was escorted out by 2 wrestlers I do know. I was told 2 years later. And he came up to me 2 years after this and apologized. We actually sat down at EWF, Empire Wrestling Federation. That was in Covina, California, not to Columbus Hall. He actually came up to me and apologized and explained why he did what he did. I then, in turn, said I really could have beat the holy hell out of you. I chose the higher road and have my godbrothers do it for me. But they never got to, so he's still alive. Even in that still did not warrant me to put my hands on him. What this fan did was despicable, disgusting, and downright wrong. For the simple fact CM Punk cracked you twice, he should have beat the hell out of you. Seriously. In front of the world. Because this man was being pushed, kicked, punched in his kidneys for crying out loud.
Just trying to do his job.
For just trying to do his job. As Boss Man has said, he is the modern day, let's say, Sergeant Slaughter back in 91 when he turned his back on the good old United States and went to Iraq, and people were threatening this man everywhere he went. It got so bad, people spit in his food. This man actually had to have guards around him and his family because his family was being threatened, literally, to take them out. Jeez. CM Punk is the modern day Sergeant Slaughter of 91. But that does not warrant anyone in this country who is a sports entertainment fan, wrestling fan, whatever, to put your hands on a performer.
But where were the security guards?
I have no idea. Hey, where the fuck were y'all? CM
Y'all
Punk
are
needed their
not
help?
doing your goddamn job.
Apparently not. And CM Punk had to defend himself. I agree with CM Punk. As much as I can't stand the character, I love the man. I absolutely love the man. He is amazing. You do not put your hands on any part of a performer unless you are asked to be a part of that match. If you are not asked to do so, you do not put your hands on this person at all. I do not condone violence, but thank you, CM Punk, for cracking the shit out of this fool twice. You should have beat him down like the dog he is. What do you have to say?
I have a similar incident that happened to me.
Talk to me.
While I was pregnant with my son, I went to a PWG show.
Was it at the Sweatbox?
Was it at the Sweatbox?
Or was it at Reseda?
It was at the Reseda, I think.
Reseda? Okay.
It was Reseda.
Reseda, okay.
No.
JCC?
Was it Burbank?
Might have been Burbank.
I think it was Burbank.
Because it was Round Town Dylan got here, it might have been Burbank. Alright.
But, pregnant as all hell, his godfather and another wrestler, Roderick Strong, were in a match together. Roderick Strong beat the shit out of Jack Evans.
Baby got
He's on the floor. Roderick turns. I'm yelling, "Are you okay?" to Jack. Turns and starts wheeling me over Jack. Not asking me permission, not, checking if it's okay. No, just starts doing it.
Well.
And then claims he did not know I was pregnant.
How pregnant
I
were you?
was out to here.
How pregnant were you with Dylan?
I think I was 7 months.
Oh yeah, girl. You can't nobody see that basketball protruding from this little lady's stomach?
I was, boom.
Severely pregnant.
And he didn't know. He thought I was fat. Bullshit.
Well, did he give you an apology at least?
He did, but it was after I had to bitch his ass out for not checking with me.
Oh.
Because you don't do that.
I agree.
Just as much as we can't touch the wrestlers,
they're not.
You're not supposed to be touching us unless we ask for it. I sat there and was talking, to his godfather. Did not say, I want to be in the match or anything. And he did it anyway. Not right.
Not right? At least you got an apology out of it.
We're being told to wrap it up, so.
Okay. Now, if anyone if anyone have any questions or comments regarding the CM Punk incident, how you feel about it, please,
video
by all
responses,
means,
comments, whatever.
drop them in this box.
Right
Down
there.
where?
Down
here. We are signing off for now. Take care, guys. This is the lovely Pinky with my girl,
Jade.
and we'll see you later.
Bye.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
pals, Alyssa Marino here, and as a friend of Parker Kane Promotions, I am super excited to share the awesomeness that they've got in store for you this November at WrestleCade. You'll be seeing the world-traveling Capital Championship Wrestling Global Fighting Champ Rebecca J. Scott, a rising star who's been featured on Ladies Night Out, MCW, and more, the stunner Emily J., an internationally traveled talent who you've seen on NXT UK and Stardom, Angel of the Ring Zaya Brookside, and NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion Chicago's sweetheart Missa Kate will also be appearing live. It's all going down WrestleCade weekend in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You can catch these stars brought to you by Parker Kane Promotions on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And be sure to stick around for Ladies Night Out the following day on Sunday, November 26th. You can get your WrestleCade weekend tickets at WrestleCade.com.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Welcome everyone to NoDQ&A Video here on NoDQ.com. I am the owner Aaron Rift, here to answer your questions regarding the world of professional wrestling. So let's get right down to it. Do you think Drew McIntyre will ever get a push like he did when he first started in WWE? It's hard to say because, like John Morrison, Drew McIntyre is stuck in limbo right now, so to speak. With the whole Raw SmackDown Super Show deal, some of these mid-card guys are going to be lost in the shuffle. You got Randy Orton on Raw now, you got Mark Henry, you got Christian, and there's just too many guys. So Drew McIntyre is definitely in a tough spot. Now, if he sticks it out for a while, maybe there'll be another opportunity for him down the line, but right now it's not looking too good. Do you think second and third generation wrestlers have a better shot at getting to WWE or TNA than first generation wrestlers do? Absolutely. It always pays to have your foot in the door or have some kind of advantage when you're in competition with a whole bunch of other guys that are trying to make it into the business. So that's definitely going to help. One downside to it is that the expectations are going to be really high. If you're a second or third generation star, they're going to hope that you can achieve the same success or even greater success than your parent. So it's a double-edged sword. It could be good, could be bad. Hey Aaron, what would you think about WWE's music composer Jim Johnson being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? No one ever seems to mention him, but I've always thought he was highly deserving. His music has been a huge part of WWF, WWE programming since '85. Thanks. Absolutely. Part of the whole package of WWE is, the wrestlers themselves, the entrance music, the pyro, the whole rock concert feel to it. And Jim Johnson definitely played a role in all that. Those theme songs help make those guys larger than life and very entertaining theme songs. So I am very much in agreement with you. He should get that spot in the Hall of Fame, definitely. And, guys like Kevin Dunn should absolutely be in there, and some of the other behind-the-scenes guys that really play a big role in what we see on WWE TV. Hey, Aaron, do the WWE Championship titles stay with the superstars once they win them, or do they always use the same titles and just change the inscriptions on them? I think they just use the same titles. I mean, it's very easy for these guys when they win the title to just have a replica belt made and just, that way they can frame it in their wall or whatever. And I'm sure WWE just has, the one belt that they use, nonstop. And if it breaks or whatever, they just get a replacement. But yeah, there's no need for those guys to actually have the real belt. They can just get a replica made. What's next for Low Key wrestling-wise? Haven't heard anything about him since Destination X. Great job, Aaron, on all these Q&A videos. Really enjoying them. If you answer this question, can you give me a shout-out? STRT 5150. Thanks, dude. I think Low Key's just gonna keep doing independents and overseas. I guess TNA doesn't really want anything to do with him right now, for whatever reason. You know, like going back to one of the previous videos, TNA's roster has just been so over-bloated right now, and I guess there's just no room for Low Key right now. And it's a shame because it's a shame about his whole, American wrestling career, because he did the NXT thing and he won the competition, he won the fan votes, and then he was released like 2 months later. So, really unfortunate that WWE didn't give that guy a shot, but he was pretty much the opposite of the kind of guy WWE likes to push, so wasn't really that big of a shock, just more of a disappointment. Who do you think had a better rookie year, Wade Barrett or Sheamus? I would say Sheamus because he actually won the world title a couple of times in that 1 year period, and Wade Barrett started off really hot, but it fizzled out really quickly. Within 6 months, Wade Barrett was just another guy. So, yeah, definitely Sheamus. Sheamus has had a really good run, His second year has been almost as good as his first year. He's doing really well right now. Where would you rank Punk among the all-time best overall performers? I know it's early in his career, but do you see him ever reaching the level of, say, HBK? He has the mic skills, the in-ring skills, and VKM seems to realize he can draw. Yeah, I definitely think CM Punk's best days are ahead of him. Right now, he's not there in the the top tier of all-time greats, but he's well on his way to getting there. If he gets another 5-10 years at the top, he's definitely going to be up there with the likes of Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair and so on and so forth. What do you think is the most ridiculous swerve WWE has ever done? I believe it was the whole VKM Bastard Child angle. Basically, they took a potentially great storyline, made it horny instead of Kennedy, and it made 0 sense and no lasting effects. Well, that whole situation was partly due to Kennedy getting suspended and having all of his issues, so WWE had to change plans. It was definitely a disappointment. I was never really a huge fan of the greater power angle, because for months and months they were building up Vince McMahon slowly turning babyface and just becoming a regular character again. And then they just, out of nowhere, he's a heel. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. Didn't really make any sense. They desperately tried to show footage and try to make it make sense, but it was silly. I mean, it was entertaining, but it was ridiculous. Entertaining, but ridiculous. What did you think about John Cena's rapping gimmick? Do you think the IWC tends to overrate this gimmick a little bit? No, it was one of the best gimmicks of the 2000s. It was totally unique. Who else was doing the rapping gimmick, and who could do it better than John Cena? Cena, got the crowd oohing and awing, and it was extremely entertaining. And that's what made him a superstar. It wasn't the superhero gimmick, it was the rapping gimmick. So it was what it was. It was very entertaining. Do you think P.D. Williams would make a good addition to WWE? With his finisher, it could boost hype and ratings. What do you think? I don't think they would allow P.D. to do that finisher in WWE, just because I think, first of all, WWE doesn't have a lot of cruiserweight guys and small guys, so he's not going to be able to do that finisher on very many people. So, and like I said, going back to low key, P.D. Williams is the exact opposite of the kind of guy WWE likes to push. He's too small, and he's decent on the mic, but not that great. So there's not a lot of whole upside to bringing him in, quite frankly. Hey Aaron, just wondering, what was the most painful botch that you've ever seen in WWE or TNA? Sid Vicious breaking his leg, no doubt about it. It's sin. And then Steve Austin's pile driver from Owen Hart, when he, just brutal. And, it's hard to watch. Especially Sid breaking his leg. Wow. That was just very, very grotesque. Alright, that about does it for NoDQ&A video here on NoDQ.com. The weekend is wrapping up here. Thank you very much for checking out the show. I'd like to thank each and every member of the No D crew for all your support. And keep on spreading the word. youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Tell your friends, anybody you know that watches wrestling, have them subscribe and check out the videos. Check out all the NoDQ&A videos, especially if you're going to leave a question. Try to submit a question that I've not already answered, and you can do so by going to NoDQForums.com and the NoDQ&A forum. You can submit questions there. And with that being said, we'll see you next time for NoDQ&A video.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Casa D18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show. The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
Hello, my internet fans. We're back again with another episode of Boy Rants. This is number 35. And as always, the rants are Boy approved. Just a quick update or whatever. I'm gonna cut back on the reality stuff because I did tape a show, but it just didn't go up. By the time it comes up, the shows will just keep on trucking. So I'm behind. So thank you to the few people that I did see comments about the Survivor rants and stuff, but we're gonna let that go. No big thing there. You know, I'll still watch the show. If something major happens, like, I don't know, a fight actually breaks out and people come to fisticuffs, then of course I'll talk about it.
Or somebody falls into a fire.
God, that hasn't happened for 20 years. Or 20 seasons. But yeah, today I want to touch on briefly what happened on Monday Night Raw. Even though I haven't really seen it, I know what happened. What was that?
My elbow.
Yeesh. Sure didn't dislocate that thing. Of course, Shawn Michaels came back again, and he had a nice little chat with Triple H in the ring about who's better, Shawn or Trips. Of course, he also dropped the bombshell that he's going to be the special referee in the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, Road to WrestleMania. So what I did was I went into my computer and looked up on all the sites what I normally do, and I want to find out who's better, Shawn or Trips.
Canyon is better.
Canyon.
Nobody is better than Canyon.
Canyon's dead.
Still doesn't mean it can't be better.
Everyone's better than Canyon because everyone who isn't dead, I'll get to that later. Anyway, so this will be a great chance for all the fans to put their opinions in the comment box on who's better, Shawn versus Trips. In fact, if you guys want to start a poll, have one person say Shawn is better, that's 1 point for Shawn. And somebody else, Trips, that's another point. Then keep going back and forth. Put why Shawn is better. I only broke it down into a few spots. First off, their experience. WWF-wise only. Not AWA and WCW. Just stick with WWE. Okay? Shawn made his debut in 1987. Of course, 2 weeks later, he got fired thanks to a bar incident. Then he came back in 1998 as the Rockers. With
88.
That's what I
You
said.
said 98.
I said 88.
Oh, sounded like 98 from back there.
Okay. Trips made his debut in 1995. So right then and there, Shawn has got 8 years experience on Trips. So if you want to go by experience alone, Shawn is better than Trips. He's got more years on it. WWF-wise. Okay. Now we go to the titles. If you want to go total titles in WWF or WWE, however you want to call it, Trips blows Shawn out of the water. 8 WWE championships, 5 World Heavyweight titles, 5 Intercontinental championships, 2 European championships, 2 World Tag Team championships, a WWE Tag Team championship like the SmackDown belt, a King of the Ring, and a Royal Rumble, for a total of 8, 5, 13, 18, 20, 22, 23, 20, 25 major accomplishments. Shawn, 3-time WWE Championship, 1 World Heavyweight title, 3 IC titles, a European title, 5 Tag Team Championships on the Raw side, 1 with the SmackDown belts, 2 Rumble wins, and of course, Shawn is in the Hall of Fame. 3, 4, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16. 25 to 16. So Trips is better title-wise. But see, now if you compare those two, it's like 1-1, so it's even. If you want to go injury-wise, Shawn's blown out his knee twice. And his back, thanks to the casket match at Royal Rumble. Trips has blown out both of his quads and his knee back in 1998. So they both have lower problems downstairs. Okay? Now, I'm sorry. Ooh, shouldn't have said that one. They both have kids, so they're... Who answers the phone during a promo? Ugh! Dylan, grab the phone, quick, hurry. Edit point, edit point. Grab it! Hurry! It's under the thing! Pick it up! Bring it here, quick! It's an edit. Hello? You're downstairs? What's going on? I'm taping my show. What's the question? What's the question? Maybe we should just keep this in. What kind of Oreo cookies do you like?
The regular kind?
Huh?
The regular kind? I like the taco wrestling.
Are you kidding me?
Hashtag, are you serious, bro?
Are you... What? Give this to Mommy so Aunt T can talk to Mommy. Hurry, go, run.
Come on.
Jade, and while you have him on the phone, tell him I want the cheesecake ones we had last time.
Hello?
Who's calling on that phone?
OC register.
Give me the phone. Give me the damn...
Just...
Alright. Thank you, Dylan. You can go back and sit down now.
Action.
Action, yeah.
The...
No, let's just wait. I got no problem with this. It's an edit point anyway. These are the outtakes, actually. These are the outtakes.
Jay wants the cheesecake ones. That's what he said to tell me. Or tell you. Tell you. The cheesecake ones. Yeah.
The Keebler cheesecake ones.
This is going to be great on there. Go sit down. Go sit down. No, go sit down.
He's thinking. I can see the wheels turning.
No, I'm not thinking. I didn't hear a word you said because Dylan is talking. The Keebler cheesecake ones that we got last time. Get them again.
I heard you.
Okay, tell them.
I'm telling you what she's saying.
Which is what?
What is the one that you were saying? Because Dylan was making a ruckus. Sam! The mother's cookies are 2 for $5.
I don't want those. I want the cheesecake ones.
He doesn't want those. He wants the cheesecake ones.
That's what I said.
Okay. Bye.
Can they get out of the grocery store at some point? They've been there for 2 freaking hours. I'm getting hungry now.
I am too.
You ate something, though. Alright, let's try this again. Quiet on the set.
I'll take it.
Action.
Alright, if you want to go from injuries, Sean's blown out his knees twice and a back injury in 1998. Trips blew out both his quads. Both are significant injuries. But I'm sorry, if you blow out both your quads, that's pretty damn devastating. I mean, yeah, you can come back from it, but I mean, you know, your knee, you go in, rack-a-dack-dang, bing-a-dang-dong, done, whatever. You blow out your quads twice, kind of like Kevin Nash. I'd rather
or like Vince McMahon blowing them both out at the same time.
Or like Vince, yeah. I'm sorry, if you blow out your quads, then you should be done. But, you know, Triple H is one tough. He's tougher than a $2 steak. So that's almost like it's 50-50 on that one. But I say if I had to choose between blowing out my knee and blowing out my quads, I'd rather blow out my knee. Then finally, we have the WrestleMania records. Sean has participated in 16 WrestleManias. Trips, when he wrestles this year, it will be 16, so he's done 50. 16 to 15. Sean has the experience in WrestleMania. But now here's the flip side. Trips has won 7 of his matches, defeating Goldust, Owen Hart, the Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania 2000, Jericho, Booker T, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. So that's 7. Sean, on the other hand, defeated Haku and the Barbarian with Marty as his partner. El Matador at WrestleMania 8. Bret Hart obviously at 12. Jericho at 18 or 19?
19.
19. Vince at 22. And he retired Flair at 23. Everything else, except for one, the triple threat match with Benoit and Trips, Shawn didn't get pinned, but he didn't win the belt either. Some can argue that's a draw, or you can argue it as a loss. I call it a draw. He didn't get pinned, he didn't win the belt. To me, that's a draw. Trips, of course, tapped out to Benoit, so that's a loss for him. But in the triple threat match against Randy and John, he didn't get pinned, he didn't tap out. So you see?
So I count 7 to 6.
7 to 6, exactly. There could be other factors, you know. They work well as a tag team. They put on great matches against each other. It's right down the middle, you know. It's so hard to pick, you know. Unless you like Shawn better than Trips, then you're going to say Shawn is better than Trips. But when you look at the stats, like I do, it's closer than a presidential race.
Here's my thing, if I may throw my 2 cents in.
Please, go ahead, Renegade.
Even though Trips has won more Mania matches, I would give a slight edge to Shawn because he's defeated better opponents.
Very true. That's another good point. You guys can argue this till you're blue in the face. It's like, you know, I think Triple H's matches are more intense because he's that damn good at what he does. Shawn just goes for that wow factor. He said that before. He calls himself Mr. WrestleMania for a reason. He wants to do that moonsault off the top rope, the flying elbow, the kick off the top. Like, he wants to do the big stuff. So even though he loses, he still wins, which is Triple H's point. Even though I lost to the Taker, I still won because he didn't walk out on his own.
Won the battle, didn't win the war.
Exactly. Again, personally, you guys know how much I like Shawn Michaels. I've liked him since his face turn after the Psycho Sid Diesel storyline back in the late 90s. I've liked him ever since then. So I fall under in my own character category there. I think Shawn is better than Triple H. But then I look at the stats, and then I can say, well, maybe Triple H is better. You see? Put the comments in and let the war continue. Okay? We don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Will Shawn call it down the middle? We found on WWE, or Renegade found on WWE, not me because he did. I'll give him his credit. He has had 10 matches where he has been the guest referee. There have been times where he's called it down the middle. There's been times where he's done it controversial. 2 in particular. The match with Bret Hart. He hit Taker with the chair. Bret gets the win. Pretty controversial. The Iron Man match with Triple H and The Rock that went into overtime. A DQ happens. It's like, wait a minute, a DQ? You're going to DQ your best friend? You know? So what's Shawn going to do this time? My guess, this is my semi-prediction, based off of what a couple of friends, Eric and Amber, have said to me. Maybe Shawn is going to, the match is going to happen, you know, Triple H and Taker are going to kill each other in Hell in a Cell, whatever, and Shawn's going to get that thing going in the back. It's like, wait a minute, I'm at WrestleMania, I'm Mr. WrestleMania, I have to do something big. Here's my finish to the match, folks. Let's say that Shawn gets knocked down somehow, gets knocked senseless, and Shawn thinks he's in his own match, and he goes to kick Taker. Taker ducks. Shawn kicks Triple H. Taker gets the win. Taker is 20-0. Okay? Taker can do one of two things. Stick around or leave. Either way, I'm happy with it. He can be 20-0, he can go into the Hall of Fame, the streak will never die. Or he can stick around for a little bit longer. The next night comes up, Monday Night Raw. Triple H comes out. Yeah, I had a great match against The Undertaker. Until this happened. We show the still. Shawn kicking Trips by accident. Trips calls out Shawn. You know, what are you doing? I'm Mr. WrestleMania. I missed. He moved. I went to kick him. You cost me the match. Blah, blah. Next thing and if the WrestleMania 29 sign is still up, don't be surprised if they point to it and say, let's do this next year. But see, here's the problem with that. Triple H is probably going to go do his COO thing, and he'll pop up once in a while. Meanwhile, Shawn will go back to his ranch, go back to his hunting, go back to his Twitter account, and we won't hear him until next January. And we'll have Triple H versus Shawn. Maybe. You never know. A lot of people are saying that Shawn wants to stick to retirement. He's perfectly happy being at home and killing deer. Which I hope to God he eats what he kills, because if you go out there and you just kill a deer and leave it there, you're a bad person. Okay? But that's a whole other rant. We're done with episode 35. I want to see the comment board light up on this topic. Tell me who you think is better, Triple H or HBK. Tell me why. Tell me another way to break the tiebreaker. Is there something I'm missing besides WrestleMania moments, titles, injuries, and debut and stuff like that? What other ways can we break this tie to figure out who's better? Or will we just say, forget it, they're even and right down the middle? Stat Boy Rants episode 35 is done. Stat Boy out.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from the Casa D18 Studios.
This is James Morgan, NWA and Mach 1 Wrestling Superstar.
This is Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
This is Downtown Bruno.
This is Eric Watts from WWE Tough Enough.
Mikey Nova.
Hey, what's up? This your boy, Sean Black.
This is Jezebella from Santino Brothers.
Gorgeous Joey Chaos.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Sage, and you are watching Dads on Wrestling.
The Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
Dads on Wrestling.
On YouTube.
This week on YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Now stay tuned or you will feel the bang!
Whoa, extreme zoom. Holy
Yeah, right?
Whoa.
Welcome,
It's Wayne's
ladies and
World.
gentlemen.
It's Wayne's World.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's installment of Dads on Wrestling.
One of three.
That's right, SummerSlam retrospectives.
Yes.
We're live here at Staples Center. What you see in here in the background is set up for the X Games, so we're going to go ahead and apologize right now for any beeping or crashing or loud noises you hear in the background.
You saw what you saw. There's a big crane about 20 feet from us here.
And within a couple weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot of the same stuff happening out here in front of Staples Center, but it'll be setting up for SummerSlam access.
There'll be about 100,000 people wrestling. Not that many, but you know, thousands upon thousands of wrestling fans. There'll be thousands and thousands of wrestling fans out here.
That's right.
Crowding the streets.
To meet The Miz, Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Edge, and Rey Mysterio, and that's just the VIPs. You got Kofi Kingston, Alberto Del Rio, John Morrison, WWE Divas will be out here.
Hall of Famers will be here.
Hopefully. They haven't announced any yet, but knock on wood that there are a few.
Anyway, we are here at Staples Center. This is the site of SummerSlam and SummerSlam Access, and we are here to look back.
Matter of fact, 2 years.
Matter of fact, they're announcing SummerSlam right here on the screens
That's
back
right.
here. They are showing that. Don't worry about panning back.
Don't
it's
worry
okay.
about get that.
We'll just it's all over the Nokia place over there. But we're here to talk about SummerSlams of old.
Yes.
Now, you said your piece on Facebook, so I'm going to say my piece right now.
Okay.
Granted, I did do another show that already did this.
Yes.
23 weeks in a row, however long, or 23 days in a row,
yes.
whatever it was. It feels like 23 weeks, for love of God. But this was talked about before you guys saw the WrestleMania retrospectives. And we were supposed to have the Lady Killer, the contract guy.
But you
already knew that. The guy that told us up for contract disputes. The guy, yeah, that guy.
Did I get any on you?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Make sure.
It's ultra anyway. It's all good.
Yeah.
But he is not here. Actually, got called into real work.
Yeah. You know, we can't fault him for having to go do his 9-to-5 kayfabe job.
That's right.
So, Lady Killer, we hope you enjoy these episodes. We'll see you on next week's Renegade, we hope.
Hopefully. So, now we've eaten up half our time.
SummerSlam 1998.
88.
88, yes,
88.
excuse me.
88.
I'm already jumping the gun.
You're jumping the gun because that was your first SummerSlam.
That's right.
So, you know, and we will get into that.
88.
88.
Okay.
The highlight, of course, is this gentleman right here, Hulk Hogan, and the Macho Man Randy Savage, the WWF champion at the time. Yes, I said the F word. Against Andre the Giant and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. The Mega Powers, the Mega Bucks. Elizabeth with the skirt rip. Jesse Ventura, the referee. All the great makings of the main event. Even Andre, who was well past his prime by then, even a year off of WrestleMania 3, still was a highlight of the attraction, still one of the best of all time.
I personally think the highlight of the night was the curtain jerker. The
This
British
is true.
Bulldogs
versus the Fabulous Rougeaus to a 20-minute time.
Now, I have another apology to make to you publicly.
Yes, you do.
Because we were watching SummerSlam 88 to give this man some homework to do, and
his disc glitches during the match, man.
And I tried to, I took it out. There's like some sort of like peanut butter stain, kids, or something on there, and it also did it during the main event. So I popped it out during the main event. We were going to go back and watch it, but circumstances did not allow us to do that. Other than that, the other highlight of 88 SummerSlam was the Ultimate Warrior winning the Intercontinental title in about 30 seconds from the Honky Tonk Man.
Stat Boy approved 31 seconds.
31 approved. 31 approved. There you go.
Which brings us to 1989. The number. Another summer. Sound of the Funky Drummer. But anyways, the Brainbusters over the Hard Foundation.
Another great curtain jerker to start the show.
Yeah.
A tag team match at that.
The Brainbusters only SummerSlam appearance.
This is true. The only Brainbusters appearance together at SummerSlam. There goes the crane. I apologize, like I said. The Brainbusters were the tag team champions. They signed this match prior to being tag team champions. So Bobby Heenan said, no title shot for the Hart Foundation. Right. The Brainbusters still pulled out, which conventional wisdom would have had the Harts win and get a title shot. But again, this is WWF conventional wisdom.
Something I found was interesting about the 1989 SummerSlam, and that was Mr. Perfect versus the Red Rooster. And Mr. Perfect was already in the ring, no music, no hype, no hoopla, nothing.
Yep,
and I was like, I'm sitting there scratching my head because I wasn't watching back, and I'm like, where's the grandeur? Where's the glory? Where's the pomp and circumstance, if you will? Wrong wrestler, I know. Freaking Red Rooster comes out with all this fanfare and gets squashed.
To be fair, Red Rooster was a squash gimmick for Terry Taylor.
True, but still,
and Perfect was undefeated.
You would think that somebody with all this grandeur and, you know, nowadays already in the ring kind of means you're losing.
Generally speaking.
So it was a complete role reversal.
Unless you're Brian Danielson.
This is true. What else we got?
89.
Ultimate Warrior over Rick Rude. 2 years in a row he defeated the Intercontinental Champion.
These 2 years and beyond were the start of a huge trend. We'll talk about this as we go on through the next 3 weeks, but the Intercontinental Championship has changed hands more than any championship at SummerSlam, I believe, combined.
This is true.
Ridiculous. 89, of course, the main event was once again this gentleman right here, Hulk Hogan, teamed up with Brutus Beefcake
against Randy Savage and Devo.
Devo!
I got mind control over Devo.
Oh, that's right.
You tell me to be quiet, I'll be quiet. When he leaves, I'm talking again.
That's right.
I can't help it. You know, call him Zeus, call him Tiny Lister, whatever you want to call him. He'll always be Devo to
Call him the badass from Dark Knight.
I'm calling it right now, man. Devo, Zeus needs to get in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. All right, 89, other than that, not a whole lot going on.
1990.
1990, double main event. I believe it was the first time in history there was a double main event at a pay-per-view. Unless you got WrestleMania 2, whatever, 3 separate venues, blah, blah, blah.
Triple main event.
Triple main event. But 2 main events. You had Hulk Hogan against Earthquake.
Which I didn't even put on my notes here because I'm like, whatever.
I know. The grand climax of this huge feud that had been built up over the summer, and Hogan wins by countout.
Typical Hulkamania there, brother.
I guess. And then the Ultimate Warrior, again against Rick Rude, this time for the big prize, in a steel cage at that.
Yeah, and the Warrior still pulls it off.
And the IC title changes hands once again. I don't know if it's in your notes
Texas
or not.
Tornado over
Gary
Mr.
Von Erich
Perfect.
pointing out pretty much a newcomer to the WWF, beating Mr. Perfect, which never happened.
The other note that I have here is the Hart Foundation over Demolition.
Thanks to the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, which was supposed to be the grand start of the Road Warriors LOD, and the Road Warriors pretty much squashed Demolition. Right there. It was Road Warriors Demolition, excuse me. The Road Warriors LOD, the same guys.
Yeah, it's okay. It's hot out here in LA.
It's hot, baby. That's it.
1991. Once again, IC title on the line. IC title changes hands.
Perfect once again loses.
Mr. Perfect.
Arguably the greatest match in Intercontinental title SummerSlam history until a year later.
Right?
Yeah. You know what?
And then a couple years after that.
Perfect went in there. Bad back. He's gonna retire, and he went in there and did the job for Brett as a favor. You can't go wrong with that. You had a brutal street fight between the tag champions, the Nasty Boys, and the LOD, who won the titles.
Yeah.
You had what you noted on there as a jailhouse match, I believe.
Yes, the Big Boss Man and the Mountie in the jailhouse match.
The match was not the story. The whole rest of the night was the story for poor Jacques Rougeau. And
something else I have in my notes, and I just have it because I do believe it's the only time this belt was defended at SummerSlam, and that's Virgil over the $1 Million Man for the $1 Million.
The only time that belt was defended, period, on pay-per-view.
This is true.
And then you had the main event of Hogan and Warrior teaming up for God knows why against the Triangle of Terror, Slaughter. Yes, sir.
The $1 Million Belt was defended once before.
On paper? Oh, that's true. WrestleMania 6. You're right. Jacob Snake Roberts against DiBiase. Thank you very much for that correction. Stat boy of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stat boy cameraman.
Stat boy cameraman today. Yes.
Like him on Facebook.
Like him on Facebook. That's right.
Aaron Cameraman Austin.
Yeah, and then you've got Ultimate Warrior's Hold Up.
Yes, Ultimate Warrior holds Vince up.
Let's get into this for a minute.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior holds Vince up for money, says, if you want me to go to the ring, I want more money. Basically, the night of the pay-per-view says, makes demands. Vince goes, alright. They go to the ring, do the finish. Warrior chases Adnan Mustafa off of the chair. He goes through the curtain, and Vince fires his stupid face-painted ass, baby.
But the hilarious part of this whole scenario is that a year later, he's back and defeating Randy Savage.
Less than a year, because he came back at WrestleMania 8 to save Hogan's stupid ass.
Right.
I love Hogan, but yeah.
5 minute warning.
5 more minutes already? Good.
1992, you also had LOD versus Money.
Yeah, with Hog riding on the motorcycle in less than stellar condition.
Like I said,
love you, Mike, but
Warrior coming out and
against Savage in the middle of the card.
But a year after being held up, he's still getting put over. This is what
the title match.
Things that make you go,
Exactly. You've got
British Bulldog
against Brett. The Intercontinental title in the main event. Lennox Lewis with Davey Boy.
The only time I believe that the Intercontinental title has ever been the main event of a pay-per-view.
I do believe you are correct, sir. It's stolen the show since then, but never been actually the last match of the card.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Would you consider the champion for champion title for title the main event at a pay-per-view?
That was before 92.
Yeah.
That was before 92.
This is
So it was not the first time it was defended.
Not the first time, but
probably the last time.
But strictly IC, yes. 93, not much to talk about. Shawn versus Perfect.
This is the first time that the IC title is successfully defended.
Yeah, which is noteworthy in and of itself. You had Luger and Yokozuna.
That's all I got on my notes. Those two matches.
Yeah, seriously. Luger wins by countout, so he cannot win the championship and is never get a title shot again until he wins the Rumble. 94.
Razor Ramon and Diesel for the IC title. And right again, back to jobbing out the IC title.
Yep. You had the main event of Undertaker versus Undertaker, which was Undertaker versus Brian Lee, excuse me.
And then what I feel was the match of the card, Brett versus Owen in the cage.
Cage match. Have you seen that match?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you know what we're talking about here.
Yes, I have.
So I don't have anything past SummerSlam 92 up until a few years later, but that match is on several DVDs. It's
which is
worth
how
watching.
I've seen it. I think it's on the Blood.
Could be. So hold me to that. I don't know for sure. When you talk about cage matches, you gotta talk about that because there was not a drop of blood shed in that entire cage match, and it's one of the best cage matches of all time.
Exactly.
That says it all right there. That's a PG cage match, baby.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
And it was intense. It was proof that you don't need to bleed to make a cage match successful. Excuse me.
It makes me pissed off at
I feel like Bubba Ray Dudley here.
Seriously, it makes me pissed off at these damn people. We need blood. We don't need blood, you fucking idiots.
Just need two guys that can work.
Exactly.
Which brings me to 1995, which is going to be the last part of this episode, part 1, and the only note that I have for part 5 is Shawn versus Razor in a ladder match rematch from WrestleMania the year prior.
Which of course didn't touch that match.
Of course.
But it was still very, very good.
But Shawn won.
Shawn won. So he got
now
his
they were
revenge,
1-1.
And they never had the rubber match, which sucks.
Yeah, that does
But
kind of suck.
the main event was Diesel versus King Mabel, a.k.a. Viscera,
a.k.a. Big Daddy V,
a.k.a. oh my god, is he fired yet? Seriously.
The heir apparent to sexual chocolate.
Yeah, he predated sexual chocolate.
Yeah, but the Big Daddy V
Big
gimmick
Vis,
was...
yeah, Big Vis, the lover was, yeah, that's true. And then you had Bertha Faye, another large person, over Alundra Blaze for the Women's Championship.
I almost made note of that, and I thought, no.
We could have only because we met Bruno up in Vegas, and and he was in Bertha's corner. So shout out to downtown Bruno.
Yes. Make sure you check out that promo if you haven't already seen it.
And please check out the James Morgan
Wrestling.
And the James Morgan promo. Please watch that a few more times.
Seriously, I feel bad for my boy. But that's going to wrap up part 1 of the SummerSlam retrospective.
We're gonna move around, and next week we will have part do for you.
That's right.
You like the rising? You like that? See you next time.